Hello and welcome to Bear Cub and the Beast.
This is my bear cub, Paul.
And this is my beast running.
Sorry.
And, and we are back again for another episode of Bear Cub and the Beast. We're here every other Thursday. We're here to give you all the goss and all the juice about the bear community, the LGBT community and beyond. So if you are interested and you are enjoying listening to us, feel free to go to our channel and make sure to subscribe and like and follow and all those things, and we'll speak to you every other Thursday.
Yeah.
So how's it going?
It's good. I'm a little greyish today. Like this is grey, my hair are grey.
Yeah.
I'm getting,
I like it.
I'm getting grey.
Yeah, but I like it. It's distinguished.
I'm becoming a polar bear.
Yeah, it's kind of hot.
As we speak.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you like polar bears?
I do like polar bears.
Yeah. I tried once to like bleach everything. So in the beginning it was blue. No, I think in the beginning it was just bleach, so it turns like blonde, and then and then you have to paint it, to color it, dye it blue to get rid of and then you have to dye it to platinum white.
Okay. And
it was nice, but too much work, and no.
But also you have kind of like darkish skin, so it probably stands out quite nicely.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, what do you think about the weather?
It's so hot. It's
hot.
Like suddenly summer is here, and it's good that summer is here, but it's really hot.
Well, it's not as hot as you.
Aww,
yeah.
It's not as hot as you. No, but I'm hot. Like, I mean, yeah, I'm hot, but no, I'm hot like all the time. But
and it's harder for you because you're from England.
Well, this is the thing, right? Because if we're honest, I'm from England, and so you would think that I would be the one who was not good with the heat. And actually, before I moved here, I was worried about the heat. But actually, out of the two of us, and you're from a hot country,
I cannot stand the heat.
You can't stand the heat?
I cannot stand the heat.
So get out of the kitchen. You can't even get out of the kitchen because you're a chef.
True. Like, till today, when I go to sleep in the summer, it's butt naked.
Yes.
It's like 18 degrees of aircon and a fan. Like, I do like to feel the air on my...
Yeah, so basically...
on my butt cheeks.
Yeah, so Ronen will be... yeah, I like it. Like it through the hair in your bum.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, the two of us, Ronen will be sitting there with, like, a fan and the aircon, completely naked, lying on the bed, and I'll be there underneath a duvet cover because it's too cold.
It's madness. It's really madness.
Yeah. But I don't know. I have got quite used to it. I moved here in January because I knew that it was going to be really hot.
Yeah.
And so, because I knew that it was going to be hot, I wanted to come at a time where I thought I would be able to be a bit more used to it. And so January here is basically like summer in the UK. So, you know, it's a little bit rainy, but it's still kind of hot, and it's okay. And that's when I moved here, and it sort of slowly, gradually got hotter, and it helped.
Yeah.
It helped me get used to it.
Well, for me, it's winter. It's always been winter. Since I was a little kid, I like the winter. You can always do something against the cold, you know.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like sitting at home with a duvet and a hot drink, and like this is.
It's never that cold here, really. It's not duvet and cocoa weather.
No, why?
Like,
first of all, we are like now on the 12th floor. It's gonna be cold. It was cold. Well, for you, when I put the aircon, you're like cold. So winter will be cold.
I'm not really used to aircon.
Yeah,
we don't have aircon
it's
where I come
cold.
from. We have radiators.
Yeah. Jesus.
Well, because it never really gets that.
My grandmother used to use radiators and like dry the socks on them.
Yeah, we have central heating because it gets cold. You know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like cavemen.
Yeah, so it's summer, and it reminds me actually. Yes, I don't. Where were we like last year?
Last year, this sort of time last year, we were in Provincetown.
Oh.
Yes, which was fun.
It was more than fun.
It was fun. We like those sorts of events. Actually, it's interesting that you bring it up because actually today our special topic for the day is bear events. So we have been to a few.
Yes, we've been to a few. We've been, I've been to...
You've been to more than me.
I don't think I've been to one more than you. Like, not one time, but one event more than you. I've been to Madrid, the Mad Bear, when it happens in the beginning of December. It gets really cold, but you do get warm when you go to the saunas and when you... in the club between all the bears, you're
like pushing past.
Yeah. It's pushing past them.
And that keeps you hot.
It keeps me hot. Yeah, all the big bellies and the hairy bellies making me happy.
Yeah.
So I don't really care that it's cold. Yeah.
We've been to a few. We went to first one we went to actually was a cold one. It was Cologne.
Yeah, like
in
it
the
was
winter.
in Corona times.
It was
actually,
it was like Christmas time.
It was beautiful. Cologne is very beautiful in Christmas. The market of Christmas is just to die for.
It's lovely.
And there were like a few bars of bears. It wasn't so busy, but it was expectable. Expectable, you say?
Expected.
Expected. Sorry, because it was Corona. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, we kept having to get Corona tests every day to allow us to go into bars. Yeah.
We have a friend that actually went like a few years later, and he said it was much busier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. So maybe we'll have to visit again. And so we went. That was the first one. Then we went to Provincetown.
No, Sitges before.
No, first it was Provincetown. Then it was Sitges. No,
it was Sitges before.
Okay.
I'm the old one.
Yeah, first it was. Then it was Sitges.
Sitges, yeah.
That's right.
And then Provincetown. And this year we've been to Gran Canaria, Maspalomas Bear Carnival. And
actually, before we got together, I'd never really done bear events specifically. It never been I didn't really know about them, to be honest with you. I didn't realise they were such a big thing. And then when we started doing one, we wanted to collect them.
Yeah.
And go to all the different ones.
True. Well, I feel much more comfortable in bear events, you know.
Okay.
Although we do have in Israel also bear. Bear weekend.
Yeah.
But it's not as big and busy because the bear community is still very young here.
Yes. The bear community is young and it's much newer, and people don't really know about it. First of all. And so they have some kind of cool stuff. They have the Mr. Bear Israel event, and they have a picnic, and they have the midnight swim, which we do anyway.
Yeah.
And they have beach events. There's a few things that happen over the weekend and a couple of club nights.
Yes.
And it's fun. But it's not a lot of tourists particularly. It's not a lot of visitors.
Yes. It's not usually in a month that you see a lot of tourists here.
But also, I think the thing is that whereas with Sitges, Gran Canaria, Madrid, and certainly Provincetown, is that there's no area in Tel Aviv which is gay. So there's no place for all the bears to descend upon. And I think that's what I like about the bear events, is that you feel very comfortable because you're kind of in your tribe.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
So, of all of them, which one is your favourite?
Well, I would have to say Maspalomas the Bear Carnival.
Well, that's really good, because actually later on in the show we have our special guest.
Yes, we do.
And our special guest is
the hottest,
the beautiful,
the stunning,
yes, David Lobo, who's the coordinator for Gran Canaria Maspalomas Bear Carnival. So I don't know if you're saying it just because he's going to be here, or
no. I told you also when we were there that I'm definitely coming back. I don't know if it's going to be this year, like 25. I mean, but I will return. What I like the most is first is very sexually oriented, which is a little different, like from Sieges to.
I don't know. I think people are pretty sexually oriented in
I'm not
Sieges.
saying I felt in Sieges. I felt in Sieges that it's very friendly and very drinking and very.
Yeah.
There wasn't so much sex going on like in Gran Canaria, in Maspalomas.
Maybe there was. It's just that we weren't particularly involved.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I saw some things.
You saw something?
We had like one of our friends was quite openly, masquerading on a balcony at once. It was like a perverted version of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
But he was Juliet, everyone else was Romeo, screaming up at the balcony as he was like flouncing himself around with a let's go with a newly made friend was helping him to. Say his lines. Let's put it that way, shall we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen again. First of all, in Sieges, you don't have a lot of activities during the day.
It's less. I think the difference between, and we'll talk about this a little bit more with David, is that David organises like a full program. It's like 10 days. At least 2 weeks of like a full on, and you can take part in it if you want to, you don't have to, you can make of it what you will. Sieges is much more
chilling in at the beach.
It's a bit more casual.
Yes.
There's certain things that people do because that's what they do. So there's bars that people will go to, and there is that kind of part by the beach where people do have like. There's a disco or there's like music playing and there's the stalls and stuff. So there is that area throughout the week.
Yeah, and there is also a nude area, which is a little surprising because it's just like in the middle of the city.
It's a bit weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I do
Are you?
I like being naked. I do like being, and especially when it's hot, because a bit like you said, in the winter, you can put on clothes. In the summer, what I like about the heat is that because I am.
Do you call yourself a nudist?
Am I a nudist, like a naturist? I don't know if I mean, I vaguely believe that I'm more comfortable being naked. Like I only really wear clothes because it's the socially acceptable thing to do. Like if this was, I'm wearing clothes right now because this is for YouTube. Like the visual part of this is for YouTube, and it's not for like XTube or OnlyFans. But I would prefer, I prefer not wearing clothes. I feel like clothes are vaguely restrictive.
Well, for me, no. I prefer to cover myself, not because I'm ashamed or something, but I just prefer a nice swimsuit and leave something for the imagination than leave it all hanging out.
I'm happy hanging out everywhere. I'm hanging out. Having said that, I suppose in certain company, like if it's again bear event, yes, I'm happy to be naked. Naked beach, happy to be naked. I'm not sure.
Naked gay beach.
Yeah, naked gay beach. If it's I feel less comfortable
when there are women around.
Yes.
Yeah, I can understand.
I just do. I'm sorry. I don't know what that says about me. I guess it's just because it's what I'm used to. I'm not really used to naked women. Maybe that's why. So maybe I'm not a naturist. Maybe I'm just a whore.
Well, I can guarantee that you are. Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Well, so my favourite is that we've been on so far is Provincetown. Definitely.
Provincetown was amazing. I'm not saying that it wasn't.
I'll tell you what I like about Provincetown is that the thing about Provincetown is that first of all, I like the fact that the entire kind of area is like taken over.
Yeah.
So there's a certain point from this place to this place where it's just all the bears descend on it, and for that week, that's who's there. And you can walk around naked, or you can walk around with your harness on and your little shorts or whatever.
I remember the first thought that went through my head when we arrived there. the event usually is like from Saturday to Saturday, but we arrived on Sunday, so all the bears were already there. So when we got there, and it was my first time. It was your first time?
Yeah. No, I'd been to Provincetown before, but not during Bear Week.
Okay, so when I was there and I saw all the bears, and I'm like, I'm in heaven.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it's like this whole strip of, like, the whole town is like it. Well, not the whole town.
And it was really symbolic, because when we left Boston, it was like rainy, cloudy. We took the ferry, and suddenly, just as we reached to Provincetown, the sun comes out.
Yeah.
Like, everything is blue, everything is...
Yeah. God loves the bears.
Yeah.
Just saying, God
was
loves
really
the bears,
nice, yeah.
you know.
And did we have rain this week? We had a drizzle.
I think there was a drizzle.
Yeah. But it was really, really fun.
But also, it feels a little bit more, I don't know, grown up in a lot of ways, and it's a bit like...
True.
I feel like a lot of places, especially in Europe, you know, they start clubs and things much later. So you go for a drink much later, whereas when you're... For someone, I'm British, and we normally start drinking a lot earlier.
Yeah.
But also it means that but I like to finish earlier. So, like, the good thing about Provincetown is you sort of get up and you go to
breakfast.
You go to breakfast, and then like 11 o'clock you go to the pool, like one of the pools, and then like
a party, actually.
A pool party, yeah. And then a bit later, there's like the tea dances, and there's always a theme, which means that you get the excuse to dress a bit slutty and fun. But everyone's dressed a bit slutty and fun, and so you don't feel like you stand out, you know. It's an excuse to wear a harness and a pair of tiny shorts. Teeny tiny shorts.
Yeah.
And then, you know, dinner, club, and then it sort of finishes around like 1, 2 o'clock, and everyone goes to bed. And
like around 1:30, all the clubs are done, and then everybody's meeting just underneath our hotel.
Yeah, to get pizza.
to get pizza. And by 2:30, the streets are empty, and everybody went to sleep. And meeting again for coffee in the next morning.
Yeah, but it's good it's like, I don't think it was a conscious decision that we were only going to spend our holidays doing these bear events, but that's kind of what's happened the last few years, and I'm not sad about it. Like, I've done a lot of cultural holidays, and I've done a lot of...
Me too, like, since after the army, when I started to go abroad by myself, usually it was seeing churches and seeing...
Exactly.
All this
museums
cultural, And
I've seen a lot of museums.
Yeah.
And I like seeing museums, but not as much as I like seeing big hairy bears. And getting my belly rubbed. I like people rubbing my belly.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying to you, if you're watching this or listening to this, and you see us walking around at some kind of event or something, you're welcome to come up and rub my belly.
And say thank you to me, because I made that belly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So also, let us know where you think the next bear event that we go to should be. What's your favourite event, and where should we go next? And then we'll go.
Yeah. Well, there are a few more that we want to go.
Yeah, there's like Beef Dip, and there's IBC, and there's a few of them.
Yeah, Torremolinos, Mad Bear in Torremolinos.
And I've never been to Mad Bear, so I quite like to go there.
Sure, yeah.
Eastern Bear.
Eastern Bear, yeah, in Istanbul, true.
So there's a few. So let us know what your favourite one is. Leave us a comment, write us an email or something, and yeah, maybe we'll go there next.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if you can accommodate us, then it will be
even better. Yeah. If you like to share. Cool. So, great. Okay. Well, that brings us on nicely. We are now going to have a little break, and when we come back, we are going to speak to the gorgeous,
the stunning,
the sexy David Lobo from Gran Canaria, Maspalomas Bear Carnival. Since its inception back in 2015, Maspalomas Bear Carnival has become one of the biggest bear events in the world. Thousands of handsome, hairy hunks descend upon Gran Canaria in 2 weeks of furry fun. And it is all thanks to Bear Cub the Beast's next guest, David Lobo. Hello.
Hello guys, how are you doing?
Hey, we're good. How are you? Been a
Fine,
few,
actually.
yeah?
Fine, busy as usual.
How are things over in Gran Canaria at the moment?
Well, to be honest, I think you know this, and many people know this. I don't actually live in the south of the island, in Maspalomas. I live
Last.
up in the mountains,
Yeah.
and so here it's cloudy and blue, but probably there's a terrific beach day in Maspalomas. So,
Yeah.
for the moment, it's almost raining here, actually.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
So you come down from your mountain hideaway, like twice a year, right? From
Yes.
like twice a year, do
You're
you?
hibernating, actually.
So yeah. For Bear Carnival. So what made you decide to start the Bear Carnival? Like where did it come from? Tell us its origin story.
Okay. Short answer or long answer?
Long answer, it's fine.
Okay, the long answer is it's fun because actually I had a terrible breakup with my previous partner
Okay.
in 2013, and I really needed to fill my life with new experiences, new people, new things. Most people would just go to a bar or to an excursion, maybe a cruise with some gay guys. I don't know. I decided to organize a bear week. Okay.
You decided to
Uh,
bring everyone to you.
yeah, because I'm a lazy bitch. So
You're like,
come here.
I'm going to be like a king of old, and I'm going to bring all the beautiful potentials to me, and they can line up, and I will do a beauty contest, and I will pick which one I want.
Exactly. Well, it sounds like a bit mad, but to be honest, no. Now, being seriously, there was not anything like that on the island. There was an attempt called Gran Canaria or something like that, which was basically a local event, which didn't get much traction.
Right.
And I thought, well, I had a background in the bear scene before, and I said, okay, if I don't do this, someone will do this before me,
Mm.
and I will regret it. I think I owe a lot to the bear community, to be honest. I was completely lost when I was 20 years old and I realized I was a gay man. And I was like stumbling gay people on the gay scene. I didn't fit at all. And then I discovered what a bear was, what a gay bear bar was. And to be honest, not in the island because I'm not on the island. I'm from Seville in mainland Spain. And they opened that first bear bar in Seville. It was like a new world to me. And then they opened a second one, and I was a waiter there. Actually,
Okay.
I was a waiter in the weekends. I had my regular daytime job. Then on the weekends, I was giving a hand on that bar, and it was such a welcoming experience. I discovered how could you really be a gay man and be happy with who you are, being accepted, well, all that stuff that usually describe what the bear community is. I really had the chance to discover that when I was only 21-year-old. And 22 actually. And then, well, lots of things happened. I left Seville. I came here to the island in 2005. I was 30 years old. There was nothing here really, nothing. Well, there was a huge gay scene, of course,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
a couple of bear bars. And then I decided to become a blogger.
Okay.
Yes, a very successful gay blog on the gay life here on the island. It was the first Spanish language blog on the gay scene in Gran Canaria. It was a huge success.
Great.
So I really started to delve into the gay scene. And then the idea, well, the breakup came. That's a real story. I wasn't joking with that. And I decided, okay, I always wanted to. Well, I have a background in marketing. You probably know this.
Yeah.
In event and customer care and advertising, lots of things. So I decided that an own event such as a Bear Week would be a great way to put into place all my previous knowledge or my previous background and to give back to that community which was so welcoming to me something of what I received from it. And that's a long story. That's a long answer. Okay.
Very good.
Why do you think it's been so like? So we were speaking about this before earlier in the show, and because Ronen was saying it's his favourite. We've been to a few like bear events, and Ronen said it's his favourite.
Yeah.
You said. I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't say it's my favourite. Sorry. I loved it though. I had a nice time. But why do you think it's very unique? I think the way that you do things. But why do you think, as a place, Maspalomas is like the perfect place for? Why has it been so successful in Maspalomas?
Okay, the most successful bear events in the world are usually in coastal resort towns.
True.
That's very true. And so
Bears love the
all
water.
yes, exactly. Well, bears love pool parties and being surrounded by almost naked men. So
Yes.
that cannot happen in Switzerland, okay?
That's
Yeah.
what you like.
Or in Norway, that should happen in under the sun. To be honest, Maspalomas have everything, but also it's not only the biggest beach resort in Europe, which it is.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It's 180,000 beds. It's actually quite a big place. The second one in Europe is Benidorm, which is in the Mediterranean coast, also in Spain. So to be honest, it had everything, but it's not about Maspalomas. I always like to insist on this. It's about the island itself. Gran Canaria is really a paradise island. It needs to be discovered on a slow pace. It needs some time to be discovered, and that's why one of the reasons for which Bear Carnival is unique, maybe, it's because it's not focused on a very, very specific place such as Maspalomas. The program actually includes lots of excursions, lots of experiences around, not only at Jumbo Center. So it had to be, actually, I've been offered several times to export Bear Carnival concept to other places.
Yeah.
Across the globe. I've been very thankful for that, but I've always said no. No, I mean, Bear Carnival must be held in Gran Canaria, nowhere else.
I think so. Look, we were saying we've been to like 3 or 4 different or 5 events and stuff, and I think what makes it different from things we've done is really like the program that you put together and the fact that, and we kind of spoke about this. We and you spoke about this like while we were there. The amount of events and activities and things that are actually organized, actually that you can sign up to do. And you don't have to. You can just go to the bars or go to the beach, whatever. But but first of all, it means that you're on activities or excursions, almost like when you do a cruise, with people that you then meet and get to know and then see them at the bar and at the club and everything else. But it's so organized and it gives you, so many options that I think.
I think maybe we should give like an example. If it is like a disco boat or a mini golf or a spa evening
Or the naked boat.
Or the naked boat.
Yeah.
We all remember the naked
Which is a favourite. I've heard. We heard that it was good. We heard that
there
it was
is
good.
different evening with karaoke and with harnesses. And
Yeah.
So
But theme nights. And there's so much stuff that I think there's something for everyone, first of all. Whether, is the first thing. But not just that. I think that kind of amount of structure, it doesn't exist. If you compare it to like Sitges, for example, Sitges is like, hey guys, we're gonna say that this is Bear Week. Can you like sell cheap drinks? And we might put a stage on the beach, and everyone's like, yay! And it's fun and it's packed, but it's not.
Perfect.
And it's for what it is. It's perfect for what it is. It's a very, very different event to Bear Carnival, which is very much kind of organized and there's all these things to do. Because we found in Sitges the problem was really like we're not really overly beach people. We also live by the beach, and so like we don't go on holiday to go to the beach. And so if you don't want to just also the beaches there are not amazing, and also there's no what do they call it? Like umbrellas unless you want to pay a huge amount of money. I am not the darkest of people. And so, like, no, but I need that, you know. Like, we went there in Stitches, and it was like, I couldn't go there for longer than an hour. I'm like dying, you know. And I think because there's all these things to do, you could do them. You don't have to do them. You can be involved. You don't have to. And everyone does what they want to do. But everything is centralized in certain places, and so everyone sees the same people again, and it becomes a big community.
That's the key. I mean, it's not about the program. The program, well, it's a pain in the ass to organize. It's 70 events in 2 weeks. It's a crazy thing to do. Not only me, please, because I have a team behind. I'm just a coordinator,
of course,
strategist, organizer. But I have a team, of course, volunteering team. Most of them, all of them, including myself. But the result is a program which, at the end of the day, it's just an excuse. I mean, the idea is to mix and mingle with like-minded men. Yeah. So you need a program to do that. The main difference between Bear Carnival and other events is exactly that. It's not about, well, there's a lots of things to do. Yes, with people which are like-minded. Yeah. That's the key. You are, for example, you're a sex boy, okay? You are into porn events, you like sex parties.
Are you talking to us specifically, or are you talking in general? One could be that kind of person. I think he's talking in general. I don't think he's being specific.
He was looking at me.
Yeah, were you looking at me? Why are you looking at me when you're saying that?
You enjoy chilled holiday. Chill holidays. So you have the sunset boat, you have the receptions, you have the smaller social gatherings, or you are maybe an explorer and you like new experiences. Okay, so you go to the coffee plantation tour, to the rainforest tour, to
the wine tasting or whatever, the hike.
You are going to be surrounded with men, with bears, with the same ideas. Okay, so the problem with really massive events is that everyone is focused, gathering on a central focus, on a central focal point. Okay, so it's good because you are constantly surrounded with a lot of people, miscellaneous people with different backgrounds, and that's very enriching and it can lead to interesting conversation. But at the end, you can be one whole day in Sitges on the beach and not to talk to anyone because you're not. We are bears, of course, but you don't have an icebreaker. Yeah. You don't have an experience that you have shared with him or people in common that you can discuss. For example, you are having a drink at Jumbo Center during Bear Carnival, and maybe you're surrounded with 3 or 4 people that have shared an excursion or a boat cruise, or maybe a mini golf tournament, or some of the crazy ideas we came across this year. Those are icebreakers. That's why we are organizing that program, because it's not just 70 events, it's 70 possibilities of breaking the ice.
It's really good, you know, because I'm very shy. I don't start speaking with people, not like him.
I'm very shy. I don't know what you mean. I take offense from that. I don't know what you mean.
And I went to the mini golf activity, and it was really fun. Like, I talked with people.
Are you gonna rub in the fact that I was too sick to go to the mini golf?
Well,
I had bear flu. I had bear flu.
Exactly, like every big bear event.
And it was like he went to the mini golf, and he came back and said, "Oh, it was so much fun. We met such lovely people." I was like, "Oh, fuck off!" Like, it's the one thing I couldn't say.
I mean, the mini golf tournament. It's a minor event. It's just a small social gathering. Not about the fucking mini golf. I hate mini golf. I don't like it. But I love to be surrounded with people who are just seeking the opportunity to talk to other people in a small place. Okay, so you don't have. It even happens with disco parties. Maybe a party with more than 150 people or 250 people. There's like a critical mass from which people stop talking to each other because
Yeah.
there's so much people
Because they are all
around.
in the dark room.
Okay, dark rooms.
Was there a
Not even
dark room?
I never noticed.
dark room. Even at a dark room, up from certain point, people will stop shying. It's true. I mean, it's
Yeah.
better to have a mid-sized group than a huge group. I don't know. People become very picky. Maybe I don't know why exactly. I'm not a psychologist, but
Yeah.
I experimented that. Probably you too, and most of the audience too. That it's much more social to interact in a mid-sized group or in a smaller group than in a huge group. So we have a huge following in Bear Carnival. We have 3,000 people coming, but you will notice because everyone is scattered in 70 different events according to the preferences, according to their profile, according to the whatever they want to do that day at that time.
Yeah.
And that's the uniqueness of Bear Carnival. Apart from Maspalomas, apart from Bear Carnival, apart from the crazy program, apart from the crazy everything, I think that the advantage, the difference, the real difference is that you can organize your own holiday the way you are, the way you want, according to the way you are or the way you feel on that specific moment, and you are guaranteed to be surrounded with like-minded men. That's it.
That's so true. That's true. Like in Sitges, I remember to go through the street of the bars. It was like so packed. And if you're a shy person like me, you kind of just walk from one end to the other, and that's it. And in Bear Carnival, I felt much more communicative.
And this isn't. And by the way, we're not bashing Sitges because we had a great time in Sitges. It's just we're just saying the differences.
A lot of people in Sitges too. It's just a different experience. That's all.
Exactly.
So, for example, for a solo traveler, we have a 40% of visitors who are coming solo.
Wow.
40%. And that's a lot.
Yeah, no, that's huge. Yeah.
It's a huge number. I mean, because people feel safe to be traveling alone with
and they
friends,
know,
and they are sure they will meet friendly people. Okay, not every time, not in every event, you can be so sure of that. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. It's also a point of conversation, and it's a conversation starter. Like you can, like if you're in a business conference or something, where you're comparing what you've done, you're comparing what you're going to do. You know, you meet someone, and it's like part of the conversation at the bar is, oh, so did you go to the such and such event? And you're like, oh no, I really wish I'd done that. I'm going to this. Oh, you should come. Oh no, you should come then. You know, like it's a conversation space. It's how people interact.
We have a massive party, of course, which is the main pool party, the wet and hairy pool party, because one of the possible experiences you may get from the Bear Week is that you like a massive party too.
Yeah.
We also have that, which is the pool party with more than 1,000 guests. And
Yeah.
usually so.
I think there's something about like what you were saying as well with the big groups. I think it's something to. I think when the group is that big, and actually I think this happened at the big and wet and hairy, whatever it's called, party. I think when you have big groups, people will then start to clique off into their own little groups, into smaller cliques. And so if you're not already part of one of those groups, you end up not getting involved with it, which is kind of what happens. Like, you know, which is kind of what happened to us at the big party. We went and it was fun, but we didn't really hang out with anyone because there were we'd met lots of different people in lots of different groups. And then when the big party came, they'd kind of all disappeared onto different separate groups.
We kind of made the 40% solo travelers. So so we kind of met each one and we hang with them and then we hang with them.
But then when it was a big party, actually, everyone kind of had these sort of separate things, and we didn't, you know, which is fine. We had a nice time, but it's just what happens, you know.
Not everyone go to the main party. I mean, we have like.
It's also like the main party is like all day long. So
well, And last year was crazy because it actually was linked to the next party.
Yeah.
So it was like a 12-hour long party non-stop,
Yeah.
morning and evening. It was crazy. I was exhausted after that.
How how far in advance do you have to book all of this stuff? Like, what does it take?
It stops. I maybe take well, actually, I must be completely honest. Bear Carnival is not my regular job.
Yeah,
So I have a job. I'm a marketing professor, actually.
yeah,
So when Bear Carnival finishes, I usually have to take care for a month or so of matters regarding my job. But after that, meaning June, I already start working in next year's edition. I'm already working in 2025. Not full time, but it will be full time very soon.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. As it gets closer.
Yeah.
Mm. So, and where do you come up with the ideas? Is it things that people have asked for, or is it your ideas, or is it?
It's marketing, dear. So it requires a lot of investigation. I mean, for a start, back in 2014, which was the year of inception of this, um, I studied every single Bear Week program in the world. I took down a lot of notes, things I liked, things I disliked, things I disliked. Then I asked a lot of people, a lot of friends, friend of friends. I interviewed them. Say, what do you think the best Bear Week in the world should feature on the program? What should we do? I mean, it was a year of research
Yeah,
before this. But then we had the concept. The concept was we wanted to be not the biggest, but the most fun Bear Week in the world. And it wouldn't be a Bear Week, it would be a Bear holiday. Okay, it would
Yeah.
be every possible need you may have during your holiday would be catered for. But that was the first year. Something which is also quite unique about Bear Carnival is that the theme, because it's a carnival that has a theme, and actually most of the program is renewed year after year. So we have never had the same program in 2 years.
yeah,
It's a production effort. It's crazy. Of course, when we have a very, very successful concept, we keep it. For example, the wet and hairy pool parties are everyone's favorite, and it will be not touched. There will be new content within the event, but the event itself will always be there. For example, we have now a foam party inside the pool party. Then we have the new cruising area. Then for many years, we had the slides, giant inflatable slides, which was like a water park, actually, mini water park. It was crazy. But it was successful, so we kept it. But also, every single year, we have new events, and some of the events, less successful events, are discarded. So where those new ideas come from? Basically, brainstorming. And talking a lot with visitors. Every single year, for example, we launch a survey to every visitor, asking for ideas. Tell us what did you like the most, what did you like the less, how could we improve it. So actually, it's like a circuit. We have a lot of ideas in our minds, but we contrast them with the ideas from the community, because it's also a community-driven event, 100%. And this is a proof. I mean, many of the ideas in 2024 came from the survey of last year.
yeah.
It's a difficult question to answer. Some ideas are mine, some ideas are from the team, some ideas are from the visitors. Mhm.
Maspalomas has a lot to offer because obviously you need to search for things to do in the city to offer people.
Mhm.
So people,
Yeah, there are many theme parks and many resources from tourist point of view, which weren't of the interest of the gay visitors. Another reason for having such a massive program is because we wanted to lean on those destinations, on those resources, on those possibilities. For
Mm.
yeah,
example, 20 in the second edition, 2016, it was the Western edition, and nobody knew there is a Western town, a properly reproduced Western town near Maspalomas, which has been used for filming Westerns, and it's also a theme park by itself.
Oh, Western. Oh, really? Oh, that's kind of cool.
So we decided, well, look for the photographs on the website from 2026. You will see many pictures of bears dressed as Indians and cowboys and things like that on a properly built Western city.
Oh.
So we decided to organize a main event on that theme park because that can only be found in places such as Maspalomas, okay, or the boat trips. Many Bear Weeks are maybe one boat trip, which is all right. We have three. One of them in the biggest catamaran in Europe. Okay, so there are many things to do in Maspalomas, but at the same time are things to be discovered by the gay audience, because the gay audience traditionally has only been interested on the gay beach, the drinks at Jumbo Center, and the sex clubs, and that's all.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things to do.
Actually, to be true, yeah.
Nice restaurants.
To be true, this vacation that we've been to, we kind of wanted to chill. So we didn't explore the island, but I did told Paul that next time that we'll come back with two other friends, and they like to travel around also.
Yeah.
And we'll take you with us because you're the guy.
I would take you here. I don't know what's true. Okay, so yes, that's it. Yeah. Maspalomas has a lot to offer. Gran Canaria by itself has a lot to offer, and Bear Carnival has a lot of surprises to be discovered. Because don't forget, next year, in April 2025, is the 10th anniversary. All our ideas are revolving around one single concept, which is getting back to the best experiences we have offered in the last 10 years.
Wow.
That's a hint for what happened in 2025, if I survive.
Cool. Well, look, we have our next section is going to be questions that other people have asked us, and we just before that going to take a little break, and when we come back, we will be with you with a couple of questions and ask David anything. And welcome back to coordinator of Bear Carnival, David Lobo. Hello. Mm-hmm. So, yes, we have some questions for you from listeners that we wanted to run past you and see what your thoughts are. So, question number one is, what's your favourite event to organise?
Probably the disco boat. I'm a disco boy. I'm a disco boy at the end.
What do you like?
Yes, it's so fun. It's so healthy fun, in my humble opinion. Okay, well, I enjoy all sorts of fun. Of course I do. But the disco boat is truly unique. I've never been in a boat cruise with such a vibe, such an ambience, such a willing to talk to each other, to dance together, I love it. I love it. It's my little child. Yes.
Tell us more about it. Like, what's the feel? Like, we know what you mean because we've been there, but tell us a little bit more about it.
What is the disco boat?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the disco boat actually it's held in, as I said before, in the Europe's biggest catamaran. It's like 200 people. For a whole day. Well, not a whole day. It's like 5 hours. 5 hours. So the bus takes you from Jumbo Center, of course. The harbor, the marina is like 20 minutes away. It's a huge hub for aquatic activities, water sports, things like that. And so we get into the boat, and at the very moment the bears step on it, the bar opens. Okay, it will take still like 10 to 15 minutes to depart, to organize a lot of things. There are many sailors, and and then the party starts. The bar opens. We have our resident DJ, Paki, from Italy, always spinning on that boat. And then the boat departs the marina and starts the journey. It doesn't go too far from the coast. We are actually traveling down the rocky coast of the southwestern part of the island, which is beautiful. It's full of cliffs, very dramatic cliffs. You can also see smaller luxury places such as Amphi del Mar, which is quite an exclusive place to holiday. Actually, it's very beautiful as seen from the sea. And then you have the music, people start dancing. You of course have a lunch. You have a place to swim. You can go naked on the sunbeds. There are like 150 sunbeds to
Hang
to
on.
choose from.
You can go naked? I didn't think
You
you
can,
could go naked.
yes, at swimming time, and you can go naked at sunbathing time. Not at the bar, basically. You cannot be naked inside the boat. Okay, you should. And there is no cruising area. I don't know how many times have I been asked for the first time, but is there a cruising area on the disco boat? No, we have a sex boat for that.
Well, we
Okay.
do. We're a naked boat, not a sex boat. It doesn't. Yeah. Okay.
Well, the naked one equals the sex one. Okay, it's catered for nudists, but as I cannot label it as a sex event,
I
because in
remember.
that case, PayPal would kill me. So it's the naked board. You can read between lines, okay? It's not that difficult.
Well, some people cannot read between lines because I texted you because I was new at this part, and I texted you, and I'm like, what should I expect from the naked boat? Like,
Oh, it was you. I remember that message, actually. What
and you
can
were
I
like,
expect?
sex on the water. Oh,
Okay,
all right.
with your looks, baby, you can expect anything.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't do, I didn't go swimming. I wasn't really down to. Also because it's cold. Like the water is cold. I'm not in for swimming in cold
I mean,
water.
it's the Atlantic, baby, of course.
It's the Atlantic. First of all, it's the Atlantic. Also, it's like April, March. It's not. Was it March or April? Anyway, it's not like. And people kept saying to me, like, no, it's really lovely and warm. And I was like, mate, I live on the Mediterranean, and I know, right?
Can
I
I
know.
be a little bit of a teacher now? Okay, thanks to that cold water, we don't have the climate of the Sahara. So we
Sure.
have a
Yeah, the
mild
Mid-Atlantic
temperate climate.
drift or whatever it's
Because
called.
I must admit, it's not the Mediterranean temperature for the water, it's cold water, and that's why we have a subtropical weather and not a Sahara-like weather, because we are 200 kilometers from the Sahara. Okay, it's just
Actually,
very, very nearby.
and it's one thing to say that one of the sort of the one anomaly about Gran Canaria actually is that it's kind of the same weather all the way through the year, right? Like it's basically you can go whenever you want. It would be like a lovely sort of 25 to 30 degrees whenever you go, whatever during the year.
The eternal spring. Actually, there are many
Yeah.
scientific studies about that. We have officially the best weather in the world if you take into account stability.
Yeah.
If stability is part of the weather experience for you, then the Canary Islands in general, and specifically the southern tip of Gran Canaria, has the best microclimate in the world.
Which is why British people love it so much because
Oh,
British people, I found it a bit weird with the British people. Like it's a bit, I'm no longer really around them very much, and you sort of, and so I will say what I found a bit strange for me personally with the Umbo Centre is that I is the mixture of the fact that it's like loads of gays, right? All like doing their thing. I don't mean bears, I mean just gays in general. And then like, Deirdre and Malcolm are standing there having their like egg and chips. And then like Gunther and Helga are on the other side. So it's like these like German old couples and British like middle-aged couples surrounded by these queens who are just kind of, do you know what I mean? It was a very
Taking
strange mixture for us.
all the colors of the rainbow, baby.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. But no, I was not having it. Like when people were saying to me, "No, just jump in, it's lovely." Well, I was like, "Look, I know that the Mediterranean in March is freezing, right? Like, and we live in the hot part of the Mediterranean. We're not even like by the Atlantic. We're like the end of the Mediterranean. It's like you don't get further into it.
That's why, to be honest, as many people is not used to call the cold water. It's not even on the beach, and the beach is slightly more temperate. But when we are in open waters, of course, the temperature of the water is going to be quite cold. So that's why this year, apart from the swimming experience from the boats, all of the three of them, we also offered a free experience, which was the banana ride. Do you remember that?
I did not go on the banana ride. I was like, there are bananas that I want to ride. This is not one of them. I'm just gonna say.
Well, it was a hit. People
people loved it. People loved it.
That because you could experience the ocean without actually swimming. You only had to swim for a moment before getting on the banana and getting out from the banana. But it was quite fun, and we have lovely pictures from that. By the way, all of the pictures are already online for those who are interested. They can go to the website or to Facebook, which is our main social media, to be honest. They are properly organized in albums. We have like 1,000 pictures to enjoy.
Cool. Another question is, and we may be not the best people to ask this question. Is Bear Carnival just all about sex?
Okay. There is a fantastic frequently asked questions page on the website, the FAQ, and one of the highlighted and most discussed questions is that basically a sex event? It is if you want. If you want, it's going to be the shag of your life. I mean, you have at least one sex party every day. You have not the regular sex party on a sex club. I mean, sex clubs in Maspalomas are legendary. We basically invented the term here, 25 years ago. So we have 9 actually working at the same time, and all of them are somehow part of the program. We even have niche sex clubs, for example, people into fisting. There is a fisting picture.
Sure, you're like,
okay, you have some sort of fetish. There will be a fetish party for you on the program. But we also have maybe the only open air sex party in Europe and probably in America too. Okay, well, many of them actually at Basement Studios, which is basically an open air sex club with a pool. And then every single regular club in the Jumbo Center has at least a small dark room and probably quite a big one. And then you have the cruising areas. And then they have you. No, just a joke. I mean, there's if you want a sex, yeah, of course. If there is, I mean, if you want a sexy holiday, you will enjoy a sexy holiday, but it's not about that. I mean, actually, if you have paid attention to the program, there's a color code. Red is for sex parties. So if you're all interested in sex events, you get to the red boxes. Okay, but there are like 9 different colors on that very page.
Yeah.
Okay, with 9 different experiences, ranging from theme parties to dance parties to tours to small social gatherings. As I said before, there is a lot to discover on the program, not only sex.
Our last question that we have is, I'm quite shy. Is Gran Canaria Bear Carnival right for me?
That's another question on the FAQ page. Actually, that links very nicely with the thing we were discussing before about solo travelers. If we are probably, in my humble opinion, the preferred destination for solo bears traveling around, that pretty much answers the question. Because if you're shy, you're probably also traveling alone, or maybe with another friend who is also shy, probably. It's the place to go. Actually, I usually say that Bear Carnival is the best first bear experience. I mean, if your first experience is going to be, let's say, Provincetown in the US, which is massive, 10,000 men, okay?
Yeah.
And basically there's also a wide program to choose from, okay? But basically there are no daytime activities. Most of them are at nighttime. So maybe a huge event such as Provincetown or IBC or even Sitges is going to be too much. or Mad Bear, for example, in Madrid, which is basically a nighttime event and it's also massive, it's going to be intimidating for you. If you consider yourself a shy person, probably it's going to be intimidating. However, a daytime and nighttime event, an event which mixes both experiences with lots of people going exactly with the same attitude than you, which is basically no attitude, is going to be a much better experience because it's also a mid-size event. I personally prefer a mid-size event. I get intimidated in big crowds. I don't like. Actually, one of the main things that are in our strategic plan is never allow an event to be overcrowded. We don't oversell ever. We have never. We could fit twice the people at Axel, for example, for the main parties. We never do that.
Yeah.
I will always, we will always give priority to quality over quantity. If it's sold out, and there are a lot of sold out tickets, I recognize that. If it's sold out, go to other event. There are 70 to choose from.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the idea. That will not change, and it's because of the shy people. It's because of the solo travelers. It's because of that necessity that it's usually never cut it for.
Very good.
And what's the one tip that you would give to people if they're thinking of coming to Bear Carnival?
Okay, there are so many events and venues which say, leave your attitude at the door. Okay, and it's not like that at the end, really. I honestly think that Bear Carnival is a 100% attitude-free event. Drop your attitude, destroy your attitude, step on your attitude because it's not going to be needed. It's not going to be welcome. And please just be yourself. There is something for you. Trust us. There is something for you. You don't need to create a character, okay, to be a persona different from yourself. Just be yourself. And I promise there will be something and someone for you to enjoy with. So that's the best tip I can give.
And it's not the only thing that you do, right? In Gran Canaria, it's not only the big bear carnival. There's other events that you do for bears during
Gran
Canaria,
Canaria,
right?
Gran Canaria has the biggest gay calendar in the world. Actually, we have here on the island we have three gay prides, not only one. We have the Maspalomas one, Las Palmas one, and there's another one in a small town, which will be next week, by the way. We have lots of festivals around, music festivals, gay music festivals, I mean. Okay, the Freedom Festival, for example. We had we also had the Winter Pride, of course. Apart from the three summer prides, we have the Winter Pride too. We have the Fetish Pride, which is basically our sister event, to be honest. So Bear Carnival, it's only one, but we may collaborate with the rest of the events. For example, we co-produce the official bear party of Maspalomas Pride, which was last May. Okay. It's not a bear week. I sometimes receive not complaints, but remarks such as, okay, this has nothing to do with Bear Carnival. That's why Bear Carnival logo is nowhere.
Yeah.
Because it's a wet and hairy event. It's a pride event, but it's not a bear week. You cannot expect a bear experience from a generic commercial pride. It's not the same thing.
Okay? Absolutely.
Bear Carnival is a bear community event. Maspalomas Pride is a great commercial event, which is completely different. So yes, you may see us organizing stuff around apart from Bear Carnival, but it's not the Bear Week. Okay.
And so tell us about next year, what's happening, when is it, what to expect that's maybe different.
Okay, there's something really new. You probably are aware that we are slightly changing dates, just a week later than usual. So it will be actually April, not March, and the beginning of April, from the 3rd to April 3rd to April 13th. That's why not everyone enjoys overlapping Bear Carnival with the local straight carnival, which is Maspalomas International Carnival. Some people enjoyed it, but some people disliked it. So we are putting our calendar just 1 week later, so we make sure we don't overlap. Maybe the first weekend will overlap. For those who don't know, the Canary Islands are world renowned because of its carnivals. That's why Bear Carnival is a carnival, okay? Because
Yeah.
you're visiting the land of carnival, okay? It's one of the biggest carnivals in the world, actually. We have like 100,000 visitors to
Wow.
the carnival. So Bear Carnival was like a subset of the original carnival. It was never completely overlapping, but this year, because of a change of dates by the town hall, it completely overlapped with our event. It had its drawbacks, it had also its advantages. It depends on your expectations. But we decided that we are going to only to overlap maybe for 2 days, the first weekend, and the rest will be just for the bears. So it will be April 3rd to 13th. It will be our 10th anniversary. I was thinking about the theme because we have asked the community what's your favorite theme for carnivals. We have a long list of them, but I decided that being the 10th anniversary, it was going to be a celebration of all previous themes. That's why we took the village people image transforming to bears as the icon and the poster image for the next edition. So Bear Carnival 2025 is going to be a homage to all the previous Bear Carnivals, taking many ideas from past editions and basically telling people, okay, we have costume parties, of course. There's no strict dress code. If you're not really into carnivals, Bear Carnival is also for you because you don't have to be in a costume. You don't need that, though I must say more than 50% of the bears dress in a costume on the main carnival parties. So we have had many themes. We have had Vikings. We have had the Western edition. We have had the lumberjacks, the soldiers. Well, basically, and now we have the village people, which is all of them at the same time. So dress the way you like, or don't dress in a costume at all. You will enjoy it. I cannot disclose many more details, okay? Because there's a lot of things to develop. I can only tell that my idea is to bring back some of the best parties on the theme parks, and that's all I can tell you for the moment. And some of the artists that have been visiting us for many years, but for personal reasons couldn't come on the last years. For example, I think it's okay to disclose this. I am talking with Dr. Wolf from London, who was with us for the first 7 editions in a row. Well, actually, till the pandemic. Okay. He's been our ambassador in the UK for many years, and I'd love to have him back. Well, lots of things to discuss, lots of ideas. But you can also be sure that the staples, such as the main pool party or the balls or the sex parties too, are going to be on the program. Okay.
And okay, finally, where can people find out more on the internet? Where should they look for you?
There is a search engine called Google. Okay, you type Bear Carnival, you will get our main website, which was a pain to develop. Please use it because we probably have the most comprehensive website full of information of every bear event in the fucking world. Okay, so actually, if you're a first timer, because normally if someone is asking for directions on how to get to Bear Carnival or what's going on, it's because he's a first timer. There's a specific first timer section on the website. Fucking use it. And there's also many social networks. We are very active on Facebook, as I said before. Instagram is basically a photo album for us. And there is Telegram. Telegram has been a complete discovery for us. We have an active community of visitors. There are 2 channels on Telegram. One of them is official updates, which you should subscribe to. And also there is a visitor group, which is very lively. And people ask for recommendations and tips. I'm only a moderator. I don't intervene too much. Okay. And we also have a newsletter, massive newsletter. We don't spam anyone. If you go to the website, make sure you register with your email at the bottom of the website, because I will be able to update you with the program when it's available and when the date of the online shop, when the tickets are available, so they are not sold out for you, so you are in time to get them. Everything is at bearcarnival.com. include them, the links to every social network and the Telegram groups. Just get to the website. Everything's there.
Great. And you can find us on social media on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Bear Cub the Beast LV. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook by searching Bear Cub the Beast. Email us at bearcubandthebeast@gmail.com, or you can go to our website, which is bearcubandthebeast.com. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to click, don't forget to subscribe and follow us to get all of the upcoming episodes and everything coming out fresh from the oven every other Thursday. And thank you, David Lobo, our gorgeous guest, for coming and sharing all of your information with us.
My pleasure.
It's been lovely to have you. And
It's been lovely to talk back to you.
And we will
Thank
see
you very much for having me. And I hope I see you in the flesh next April. Okay?
Bye.
Bye.